Hello and welcome back everyone to the channel. In fact, welcome back to me too. I've been absent from the YouTube scene for a month or so, and I come back to you with a review of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't want to review any game if I have not put my time, a lot of time in the game. So this game, I have played it almost like 75 hours or so. I've completed, platinumed it, but I did not bother playing any of the extension or expansions that came out. So today, we'll talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey in a unique fashion. Let's jump into it. First of all, the configuration option for hard gameplay display is mind-boggling. So this is a +1. Very good Ubisoft. On console, this much of control, unheard of, and I'm very pleased with that. Bad, -1, the loading time. Just wait for it to complete. I'll stay silent. Are you bored yet? They played that sound for you. So it's really bad, but it's not a unique problem with this game. It's a problem with a lot of games on PS4 nowadays. I think they need to load a lot of data. That's why loading time is huge, off the chart. Good, the mercenary system. Actually, you get to see your rank because you play as a mercenary, and it's something like a goal for the whole game to work towards, to become the top mercenary. Good, the cultist system. Another kind of meta game interwoven with the main story. So this is another thing you do in the game. Very good, the map system. Actually, it's huge. It's not very densely populated, but it's huge. It's huge means it's huge. I don't want to show you the full map to not reveal it so that you can experience it, but it's huge. It's going to take you 50 hours, and even after playing the full game, you won't be there everywhere. If you want the platinum, you'll have to explore every bit of it, and that's a daunting task. But there is fast travel for you to the rescue. Good, +1, the horse. The horse forwards, and overall, just riding the horse is really nice. It's not complicated like Red Dead. It's much more simpler, and I use the horse to cross a lot of ground. The gear system, same as the previous game, pretty good, although I'll take -1 point from the game's rating for including microtransactions. Microtransactions don't belong in full-priced games. Please don't put them in, Ubisoft. Combat, really good, mainly based on dodge and parry. So the combat system that was introduced in the previous game, the Origins, kind of continues in this game. And once you kind of get used to it, it's pretty interesting. There are some pitfalls too in the combat. The main problem with the combat you'll have is when enemies do unblockable hits. Basically, they glow red for a fraction of a moment, and you cannot block those red attacks. Those are annoying because they come fast, but overall the combat is pretty enjoyable. As I mentioned already, my favorite pastime was riding the horse for a long distance. But for playing the game, for making it easy, you'll have to control it manually, because if you ask it to go by itself, it will take the scenic long route. You can actually fight enemies on the horse, but you'll get knocked off as soon as they land a hit on you. Let's talk about the rest of the game. The story, so it's like a classical, cliche kind of story where it's a story of a family. I won't ruin everything, but there are obvious good guys, obvious bad guys, some good guys who turn bad, some bad guys who turn good. You have multiple endings, starting from a good ending to the worst ending. The story will take you around 40-50 hours to complete. So along the storyline, these mercenaries and the cultists are kind of interwoven to some extent, but they don't actually force you to complete those. You can play the story only. Another -1 is every time in the story mission something happened, they made me run around like anything. The game, like, a lot of quests are fetch quests, and they will be like, okay, go 500 meter and do something, and then after you do it, then again go 500 meter and do something else to complete the quest. I didn't like it. So in between combat and normal questing, you are always traveling a little small distance, which takes away from the immersion of the game. There is a lot of wild areas. So here you can see I have played it more than 75 hours. What else? I don't have any complaints about the graphics. I played it on normal 1080p. There was no frame drops. The +1, the additional stuff that you can do in the game, and some of the story structures are brilliant. There was a storyline for collecting the piece of Eden, which is like a standard theme of all of the Assassin's Creed games. But here, some of the piece of Edens were introduced using, some kind of masked storyline. Like, one example, we saw a guy who calling himself a god, and then we followed his storyline through to actually find a huge beast and fight it. So there are mythical beasts in the game too, and then get a apple of Eden. So there is quite a lot of side quests and stuff you can do in the game. What else? Graphics and sound, I don't have any oh, that guy is just standing there and watching. I don't have any complaints about. They're done really nicely. Greek has been presented. Oh, this is another thing. The arena, another side thing that you can do to actually, fight different arena opponents, and they are quite challenging fight. In fact, some of the side stories are also quite challenging. So here I'm trying to finally fight the final arena opponent to get the final trophy for the arena. Yeah, I don't have any complaints about graphics and sound. They were done really nicely. I like the music. The music I played at the very beginning. There is not much of boat riding like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, but there is a little bit of it. It's not as much as the Black Flag, but still there are like water-based combat, water-based, you'll have to upgrade your boat kind of thing. What else? As I mentioned, -1 for microtransaction, -1 for all those boosters and stuff. So if I have to give an overall score to the game, I'll give it 8. Losing 2 points for microtransactions and boosters and that kind of thing. So enjoy the rest of this fight. This lady is done for. And I get the final trophy from the arena. 8 out of 10. It's worth playing, and especially if it's on discount, this will actually take you 80 hours to finish. GameChangerX out.
Gross.
You want to fight someone in the arena?
No.
I'm leaving.
Fine by me.